Good morning, love. Good morning, love. What do you need, love, to know that you are love? What stops you recognizing that love is here and you are that love? What stops you realizing that everything that is longed for is right here, that it has found you, that you are not left out in the cold as you have imagined, that you have been found? What is it that creates the distraction? What is it that creates the idea that you are not love, that you are not in full belonging to all that you are longing for? Just to notice what it is, that it is just an idea. You are a thought away from knowing the love that you are. A thought away from realizing that you have been found by grace and that the light of that grace is shining as your heart. You are a thought away. So it is just to rest in the felt sense of being here, to be here and be found in direct recognition that all that is longed for, all that is sought after is right here. Not right here in this meeting, although that is also true, but right here now in this moment now, wherever you are, whatever the environment looks like, in this moment here now, you are full and whole. It is just about bringing the attention to the moment, to the now, and not allowing the attention to be with the mind that is dreaming. Let go of the dream and be in reality. Reality is this moment here now, where you are found by yourself, and you know yourself as love, where you are pure and divine and whole, and you have never been anything other than this. And the knowing of the heart is shining, and you are just a thought away. And so to lay down that thinking mind, that thought, through being here now, so fully present, so here, so awake and aware, innocent and simple in this moment. The simplicity, the innocence is to be here just as you are, warts and all, right? It's not about imagining a better version of the me that will be ready. It is about recognizing that you are not the me. You are not the warts. You are before everything. That you are not the dream. You are not the story. You are not the thought of you. You are the reality that is before all of that. And this is how it has always been. This moment has always been right here now, ever fresh. Do not be fooled by the play on the surface of life, where consciousness is dancing with itself in order to experience itself and evolve within itself. But all of that is a divine play, and you are the divine playing with the divine, right? It is to bring things into a true and clear perspective that you are not the dreamer, you are not the dream, you are not even the dreamed. You are before all of that. You are awake, awake as yourself right here now. You are love, you are bliss, true bliss. True bliss is this peaceful contentment in the knowing of yourself, in the simple presence of being here as yourself, in the remembering of yourself, simply being. The bliss that you are is here, flowing. It is a peace that is undisturbable and has never been disturbed. And in this, there is this blissful contentment. It is the equanimity, the harmonious resting as yourself. So you are only ever a thought away. As soon as you think yourself into time, then you are a thought away from the timeless now. So come back, love, and be yourself. Be right here in the knowing of yourself, where love is free and unconditional, where love never leaves or is disappointing, where happiness is free, is your nature, where joy and simplicity is who you are, and peace, deep abiding peace, is the essence nature of yourself, silent and free. Remember love, remember who you are in truth, that you are just yourself, and in the openness of being yourself, there is a freedom to know the love that you are, because there are no conditions or restrictions. There is nothing holding back the flow. You are not afraid of yourself. You are not afraid of the ones that you love. You are not afraid of your family and your friends. Have you ever noticed how when you're in the mind, you're afraid of everyone on some level? Even intimate partners that you have lived with, you're afraid to be yourself, to speak yourself. Really be true. You're afraid to speak the truth to the mother that birthed you into your humanness. You're afraid to share your heart with the Father, right? With your siblings. You're afraid to actually be yourself and speak the truth. With your children, right? What a crazy dream. What a crazy dream, where lovers are afraid of each other, and yet they think they are living in some kind of intimacy. But there's always a barrier until you know yourself, because until you are not afraid of yourself, you will always be afraid of seeming others, because you will always see separation, and separation in your heart creates othership. And if you are afraid and in separation in your heart, then the othership will mean that you are also afraid of everyone else. In the deepest truth, just to recognize how afraid we are to speak the truth, to be honest even to be utterly open and loving and pure and free, that we are conditioned. What a crazy dream. So you are a thought away from the freedom and the intimacy with yourself to recognize that if you are afraid of being with yourself and using thought to keep you away from yourself, you are keeping yourself also from everything that you are longing for. You are keeping yourself from the love that is longed for. And then the mind tells itself a story that I am not good enough because I am not receiving love from the others out here. I'm not being seen and validated by the others out here. But it's because of this deep-rooted seed of separation, of the fear of yourself, a fear of being fully present in your own heart, just as you are. So you are a thought away from the love that you are longing for, a thought away from the happiness and joy that is sought, a thought away from deep abiding peace, a thought away from true intimacy. To stop being scared. What does it take to stop being scared to be yourself? To not need to put on a personality persona, to negate yourself in the face of othership, to laugh at yourself, to make jokes, all of these ways of protecting, right? What does it take to be in absolute, such a full, deep, intimate relationship with yourself? So that all the fear can collapse into itself. You see, this has never been about the dream and trying to dream a better dream. It has never been about trying to dream up a wonderful fantasy of a love that never leaves, a love that never disappoints, a love that is truly intimate. It's not about dreaming of the perfect relationships, the perfect job, the perfect house, the perfect environment, the perfect whatever, adventures, whatever it is that you dream about, imagining that then you will feel good and whole and true and full. It is about seeing through the great misunderstanding that the dream is real and coming to the depth of presence in this moment to meet yourself just as you are, to face yourself, to stop being afraid of yourself. What a funny dream to long and long and long for yourself, but to keep imagining that what you are longing for is an object. To be seeking and seeking and seeking when what you are seeking for you already are. What a crazy dream. It is to know that the mind will never believe what these words are speaking because it is so deeply rooted in the belief that what it is seeking for is also another thing. And so the mind will just keep looking in things. What does it take to be yourself? What does it take to let go into this moment so fully? To be here now in such a deep presence, aware of the dream, that the mind is a dream. Yes, the dream is made too of love, but we cannot really know that until we know the substance that we are. We could say the dream is made of love, the dream is made of bliss, the dream is made of God, of the mother. But until we know this, a concept will not do. An intellectual seeming understanding is not the revelation. So we have to let go of what we think we understand or know about this truth. Because whatever we know about this truth with the mind is a thought away from this truth. This truth is not knowing. This truth is the simplicity of this moment with absolutely no thought or concept. It's the rawness of this moment without a dream. What is here without a dream? It's reality. Simple, beautiful, pristine reality. And it includes everything. We do not need to dream our way through the layers of story, imagining that we're going to dream ourselves out of the dream. We have to see through in the immediacy of now that it's a dream, and then we are free. It is not to create more concepts, how-tos, ideas. It is just to simply see it is a dream and that you are not the character in the dream, but you are the real being right now in this moment. To be yourself or to be a thought away. To be a thought away is to be lost in the dream. To collaborate with thinking your way out of the dream is just more illusory material. Anything in the dream that is believed to be the way out of the dream is also the dream. Even sadhana, right? There can be such a fine line. Even sadhana, spiritual practice that is part of the dream, that's believed to be what's going to make me better. Even that has to be seen through. Nothing is going to free you from the dream. Nothing, no thing. There's not a thing that will free you from the dream, but seeing the dream as the seer, as the aware being. To see the mind consciousness is to see the dream, is to see the illusion, to be the awareness and to feel the felt sense of the presence of being, the aware being, and not identified with the character, the felt sense in the moment, the direct experience of being the being here now, utterly free, not being limited by the mind and the mental, not being limited by the body and the physical, feeling the felt sense of your presence that is unlimited, to feel the spontaneous expansion into freedom, to be aware of the thought, but not to be kept away by the thought. Remember love, remember this openness, this vast open spaciousness, where there is just simple freedom, where you are not afraid, where love is love is love is love, and love is not a currency. Love is not a bargaining tool. Love does not have conditions. Remember the love that is free and open and pure and simple, and that you are that pure, that simple, that free. What the mind calls vulnerability is the edge of the fear what that vulnerability is, in truth, is openness. It's exhilarating freedom without the label, the overlaid label of fear. That to be vulnerable feels fearful. To be that open feels fearful and scary. But it also, in truth, feels open and free and exhilarating. And so it is to meet the thought which creates the label of fear that is learned, it's conditioned, and to free fall into the openness that in the mind consciousness you learned to not trust. You learned to not trust that feeling of fear, of aloneness. And it's like we have to undo that mechanism by facing it. Feeling the exhilaration of openness. Feel the freedom and the deep innate trust. Before the first thought identified with the me and started to misunderstand in the felt sense, right? The earliest misunderstanding, we didn't have language. We didn't lie there in our little cribs saying, oh, I'm afraid. Oh, that person just shouted at me. It was a feeling. It was a felt sense. So it's not so much about the thoughts. It's always about the felt sense. The thoughts interpret a felt sense. So often when we come to this felt sense of being, the mind will bring in something that says, oh, what's arising is this fear. And we're back in the dream. Oh, what's arising here is, and we're back in the dream, right? There's a remembering of being that open and an association with a feeling that this is scary, that this feels uncomfortable, right? In a very, very raw way. And so it's this constant meeting of all of these seeming edges that we bring forward. Every edge is just an edge to be met and seen through, instead of letting it be another string to entangle us back into the dream. It's so simple to be here. now to be yourself. And you might recognize that there have been so many moments of opening and feeling the resonance of freedom, and yet somehow back in the dream. It's because there is a familiarity and a safety in the dream. We have to know here now that we cannot ever dream our way out of the dream. We can only dream our way deeper into the dream. Can only see through the dream by being the vast open space in which dreaming is happening. And this vast open space is the reality of who you are. So right here now in this moment, the fulfillment of longing, of the great longing, is here. And you are that. Here you have been found. It is not that your longing is an endless search, a fruitless search. The fulfillment of your longing is here now in the felt sense of being. Here you are found, and the finding is not a thing. The finding is the resting in the recognition that the mind is just a dream. The story of my life is just a dream. Where you feel a resonance of recognition, it is to feel the felt sense of this resonance. This is a finer frequency, and this finer frequency is the open field, the infinite, unlimited open field. It is the felt sense of being. And hear the remembering.